welcome back to the channel. My name is Katie and I'm sure you saw the title of today's video. Y'all know I like to giggle through the silliness of what's going on with pop culture and how stupid everything is in the mainstream media and the news. But this one is going to be a little more serious in nature. Now, if you haven't seen it, I have a video on this already. Go check that out. I will have links. I'll try to have a link in the cards or the description. But this is going to be about Wendy Williams and whether or not she is not just okay, but is she around people who aren't good for her, and is she about to be forced into a conservatorship? I've been following this for a while, and I will be honest, I'm pretty concerned. The other concerning thing is almost nobody is saying anything about this. And I kind of think, I wonder why. And I think one of the reasons is this stuff is hard to spot. And by the way, there are people speaking up. I'm not saying anybody isn't saying anything, but it's not getting the same attention that Britney got. Now, granted, Britney is a superstar. She's an idol, right? So she's going to garner more attention probably than Wendy. But I also think because Wendy has been such a provoker, a lot of people are not going to go to bat for her. And I think that, you know, people should be sovereign and free regardless of what happens. So I wanted to kind of break down exactly what's being talked about and what's going on, because it's sad. It's sad, and I hope that whatever is going on, she gets the help that she needs. I'm not here to say that she is mentally unwell. I don't know that. We know she's physically unwell, and I will tell you right now, from having chronic health issues, if you're physically unwell, that does cause mental unwellness. It does. So like for me, I felt like I had the worst cold, the worst flu, and the worst stomach bug for years. Some days were worse than others, but every day was awful. And there were days where I was like, I'm just fed up. I need a vacation from being sick. And there is none. And you feel like you're losing your mind because you're in so much pain. That's something we don't talk about. We don't talk about mental illness as a result of physical pain. And I wonder why. I just think that's interesting. Now, I think mental health is very important. I'm not saying it's not, but why do we never talk about mental health or even people who don't want to be here because they're in physical pain? I think as a society we need to address, but then again, we'd have to be addressing health as a society, and we don't do that in the United States much. That will go down several rabbit holes. But there are reports that Wendy is completely shutting her whole family out, including her son. We're going to get into this. So guys, and if you're new here, you like content like this, make sure and subscribe, hit that notification bell. Would love to have you around. I just giggle about all the dumb stuff in the news, and you can giggle along with me. Also giving away a $100 gift card August 1st. Really simple to be entered and eligible. This is all you have to do. Like the video, subscribe, hit notifications, comment, share the content, watch this video from start to finish. Boom, you're entered, you're eligible. That's it. That's all you have to do. Make sure and do it for every video you see. The more likes, the more shares, the more comments, the more times you watch from start to finish, the more chances you have of winning your girls' money. Not many people are doing this. You have a good shot. Good luck. Okay, and as always, I have it pulled up. It's disappeared. I'm doing something. This is obviously my fault at this point. Here we go. This is from Yahoo, and it says, Wendy Williams' brother says his sister is not the Wendy we all knew. It's not the content that is the truth, but the physical. Wendy Williams' brother, Tommy, and he has a YouTube channel where he's been detailing this stuff, is reneging on his prior statements to his press about his sister's health. According to the Jasmine brand, Tommy recently made a video on his YouTube page addressing Williams' health, officially stating that Williams' health is struggling. It says, I'm very supportive of Wendy, so I tried to keep things under wraps in terms of her health, he said, regarding his prior statements about Williams' health being better than it actually is. She is fighting. She is struggling. She is working her way back to being Wendy. No, she is not the Wendy we all knew, and it's very sad, very heart-wrenching, very disappointing, and very frustrating. Tommy also told viewers that he has tried helping his sister, but Williams won't let him or other family members into her life. He also said Williams is in denial about her current state of health, bringing up her TMZ interview, in which she revealed her stuttering speech and her lymphedema. Tommy said she told Williams not to do any interviews, to keep her health private, but the interview revealed to the world what Williams' health is really like. Tommy also told viewers that he has tried helping his sister, but Williams won't let him or other family members into her life. He also said she's in denial about her current state of health. He also said her divorce from Kevin Hunter isn't what's affecting Williams' health, saying her health is the situation. The fact that she needs to be away from people that are doing her wrong, that's the situation. The fact that her family is all down here in South Florida and Wendy's way up there by herself. Well, that's the thing. Her health being bad is probably a result of what Kevin did. That trauma can do that to your body, can screw up your whole body. All that cortisol, all that stress can completely screw up your immune system, your lymphatic system. There's so many systems, the nervous system, so many systems of the body will be affected by chronic stress of that nature. So I would argue it probably is him. He is a huge reason, I'm sure, as to why she's ill. My opinion. Also, I've been through this myself, coming into remission from being disabled for extreme chronic health stuff that almost ended my life. I believe a lot of that came on, not as there's a lot of genetic components that were there already. I was predisposed and already had stuff going on. But then growing up in A-word and being around A-word and A-word people and not being able to see it. And it took so long to understand, it just ravaged my body. So no, that I would not agree with that assessment necessarily. Just from your girl who's been through this. And it says, I want to be there badly, but I'm not brought in, he continued. It's not because Wendy and I are not in a good space, because we are, but mentally, she's not on board. Oppositionally, she doesn't want me near her because she realizes that I'm here to help and I might have some validity to a lot of things I'm trying to push on her. So therefore, she pushes me away. He ended this video with a heartfelt plea for fans to pray for Wendy and her health. Williams' health reportedly vastly deteriorated before the taping of her 13th season, The Wendy Williams Show, which ended her last season. Series will now be hosted by Sherry Shepherd. We know the rest of it. So I'm going to do a deep dive right now. You know your girls have chronic health issues. You know that I've also had people who have accused my chronic health issues of being mental health issues, which was not the case, but they do go hand in hand. Because when your heart isn't working, hard to stay calm when you can't get your heart to work and nobody's believing you and nobody will help you, right? I had heart conditions for years, total anxiety. So here's some of the things. First of all, I saw some of that TMZ interview. Yeah, it doesn't look great. She is repeating herself a lot. There are a lot of areas where it looks like she gets really out of it. It's almost like she doesn't really know what's going on or where she's at. Couple things. We do know she's in recovery for addiction. Is this part of that? But I know from chronic health stuff, having fibromyalgia, how much that can affect your brain and how much that can affect you cognitively. Days I could not read, I could not write. You could tell me a sentence, I'll be like, I registered that you told me something and I don't know what you said. I can't process the information that you just told me. So I do want to say, with her Graves' disease, and this is the other thing, she's been diagnosed with Graves' disease, but there's more than likely more than one thing going on with her health. Let me explain, because I've had this criticism about me. People have said about me and my health stuff when people have wondered if it's true or tried to say stuff about it. They've said, how can you have, it's just like you have every chronic health issue. How can you continue to have all these issues? Just keep having more and more. That's the thing though. When the body gets to a critical point where it's showing up like in a state with Wendy or with me, typically you have so many systems of the body that are being affected by whatever's going on, and there's probably more than one thing. Like in my case, I can look back now and see the pieces of the puzzle. We've always had histamine disorders and issues in my family. We always thought it was severe asthma and allergies. Well, that's a symptom, not the cause. And the histamine stuff, most of that, it's going to come from two things. I mean, histamine comes from your gut. So most of the time there's something wrong with your gut, which I think my whole family line has had, or your body's trying to heal. But that still comes from the gut. So your body is trying to send things to heal. This is why, like, for instance, right before women have their monthly situation, they go through histamine. They retain water. All of that, not all, but a lot of that is histamine related, as well as there's hormonal stuff and fluctuations. But I'm saying that's a part of it. Or like you get a cut on your finger, it gets all inflamed for a while, right? Histamine. That's what that is. So my point in saying that is that Wendy probably has more physical stuff going on than what she's even aware of. And with something like Graves' disease, it will probably affect her in a similar fashion that fibromyalgia does with people's brains. And it's awful. Like I'm having a little bit, like, and when I say a little bit, it's like from what it used to be, it's like 2% of what I'm having a little bit of fibro today. And so I'm a little bit brain foggy. It's a little bit of a headache. I can deal with it. I can function. It's not a big deal. You guys wouldn't even notice. And I'm so happy because it's not what it used to be, which is I'm getting better. I'm going into remission. But it could be that her looking so weird, that is the health. But it also could be, has she fallen off the wagon? And that's the hard thing. It's the hard thing because she's a recovering addict. And we know she's struggled over the years, especially with what happened with Kevin Hunter. That could be causing it. Now, the reports are that she won't see her family. Here's the thing. I could actually argue for that. What if she finds that her family is on the side of the banks who are trying to take over all of her money? What if she finds that her family is doing A-word behavior? They're trying to manipulate her or use her or get things out of her. I can understand somebody wanting to cut off their family. Now, I'm not saying that's what they're doing. I don't know. I'm giving possibilities, right? But she won't even see her son. And we know from Wendy and dealing with her and her interactions, her son is her world. So the fact that she doesn't want anything to do right now, from what he says, with her son is concerning, but is it a situation? That's the other thing. If she's going through these battles with these banks and, the companies that have, the television companies and things that have messed up her show, she may be in a very heightened state of paranoia. And I can understand that too. And that doesn't necessarily mean mental illness. She's just trying to protect herself and doesn't know what's coming from where, right? But her not seeing her kid is very concerning. And from what people are saying, she's got bad people around her. If she's got bad people around her and she is in a physically weakened state like this and possibly has some addiction issues, this could be an absolute recipe for disaster of people doing A-word behavior or trying to put her into some type of conservatorship, which is exactly what it sounds like her bank has been doing to her. So a lot of people are worried. I'm concerned. I'm going to keep up with this. I send love to Wendy. I think a lot of us with Wendy, we got mixed feelings about her, right? She's a self-made woman. She's a businesswoman. She's an entrepreneur. And I have a lot of respect for her. I don't always like everything she says and does, right? But who does? Nobody's going to like everything everybody says and does. I can still respect the person. And regardless, nobody should go through what she's going through with her bank. It's insane. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm really curious to know. Do you think that Wendy's in harm's way? Do you think that people are blowing this out of proportion? I would say I wonder how much self-awareness Wendy does have about what's going on. I mean, here's the thing. Wendy reminds me some of myself. Wendy's very smart. And Wendy, if you want to play her for a dumb little girl, she'll let you. She will let you, and then she will stomp all over you, and you will have no clue what happened, and she will do it very cold and calculated. I'm the same. Your girl's a master air sign like that, right? I will tell you, there's one person who screwed me up more in my life than anybody else in recent years, and it was an air sign. An air sign doing their air sign magic, and I was like, whoa! That's crazy. So and by the way, I don't know what her sign is. I don't know. But I wonder, that's going to be my question. How much self-awareness is there in how she came across in this interview? Maybe she is aware. And that's with my situation, I was aware. When I was having bad days, I knew how it looked. I knew how it sounded. My thing is, I'm a Gemini, I'm a communicator. So I can be almost not on the planet feeling bad. You're going to have no idea because talking is autopilot for me, right? And I am good at putting on a performance and a show. This is what I do. Not to say that I'm not being real and being real with you guys. I mean, but if I have to just really push aside everything going on to try to be myself and have fun with you guys, I can do that, right? But how much self-awareness does she have about the way she's coming across? Very interesting. What people are around her that need to be removed? Whatever's going on, I hope she gets the help she needs. And people always say that, and it always seems like it's mental health related. I mean, like, I'm even talking about her physical. I hope she can find solutions. I'm really tired of doctors who can't find what's wrong with you, or too lazy to do it, or when they finally do, they say you're never going to get better. I was told by my cardiologist, you'll never be functioning, but we'll get you as functioning as possible. And when I got diagnosed, it was during a time where I needed help assistance walking and was almost 300 pounds. It's so hard to talk about because people still do this. They'll go, congratulations on the weight loss. And I know they mean well, but I wish it would be congratulations on saving your life, because the weight gain was because I was sick. I would eat a salad and gain 5 or 10 pounds overnight. Nobody would believe me. Nobody. But now we understand, because of what was going on with my gut, all the inflammation it was causing. We get it now. Now I understand it, which is why I've been able to fix myself. But I hope, and I say this with all genuine sincerity, whatever's going on, she gets the help that she needs, and physically she gets better. And remember, guys, when some a-hole in a white lab coat tries to tell you what your body is and isn't capable of and what you can and can't do, please have the phrase, screw them. Screw them. You take care of you and keep fighting and keep finding solutions and answers if that's what you want to do. Had I not done that, I would not be here right now, and I encourage that for everybody. All right, guys, I'm going to end this video for here now. Take care, lots of love, lots of blessings, and until the next video, as always, I'm giving everybody hugs. Mwah. Kisses, stay safe, and your girl will see you soon. Bye, guys.